With Tidal update 16 and season 10, we got two new legendary strongholds, Tidal Basin and Manning National Zoo. Legendary missions are probably my favorite activity in this game, so I was really excited when they announced that we would get two new legendaries. During the PTS, I made sure to not try them out, stay away from any spoilers. I don't know why, I just wanted to have the whole experience when the legendaries were added to the live game. It doesn't really make any sense, but I just wanted it to be the way. I don't know why. Until now, I've only tried the Manning National Zoo. I haven't tried Tidal Basin yet, but from what I saw on the Manning National Zoo, oof boy, I'm so excited for Tidal Basin, because if it's anywhere close to being as good, it will be a pretty good mission. I was actually surprised with how good it was. First of all, I managed to clear it on my first try with a group of randoms. We had a very good tank as well as an awesome healer. Without those two guys, we wouldn't be able to make it. Myself and the fourth guy on the team were the main DPS, but as you will probably figure out from the gameplay in the background, I kept changing my builds from Negotiator's Dilemma to Seeker and Sticky, and then to Striker, and then to some EMP, because it was the first time we were actually doing this. I wasn't aware of what the next encounter would be like. I didn't know what type of build would be needed, so it was pretty much a trial and error process. I normally don't do that. I normally stick with a build I'm playing. However, in this particular mission, it was really needed. You have to be able to adapt, otherwise you will deal with a lot of issues. Keep in mind, as I said, however, that this was my first run, so I didn't know what was coming next, and that's why you will see me here, for example, using my skill build when there's a huge EMP going out every few seconds. Funny thing about this part of the mission, our tank was dead, our second DPS was dead, so it's only me and the healer. I was not able to change my loadouts, so what I did was fall back and just spam my sticky bomb every 10 to 12 seconds till everyone was dead. Just to find out that two Changas spawn right after you kill the first NPCs. Which at that point I was like, there is no way I can take down two Changas with my sticky bombs. We will be here for the next 2 hours. I had to risk it, so I sacrificed myself pretty much by reviving the second DPS, and thank God it worked. He got up, I got down, doesn't really matter. He was able to throw me a revive hive, and he was able to melt the two Changas. Going back, however, to what I was saying about how much I like this mission, is the combat design, if that makes any sense, or the spawn points of the enemies, to put it in a better way. For example, you will see in this part of the mission, we have about 10 with 12 enemies right in front of us, and in the old legendaries, I would expect a new wave of enemies to spawn right behind the NPCs. For example, in District Union, all the time, pretty much in every encounter, all the new waves of enemies are coming one step back from where the previous wave came, right? You don't have to worry about enemies coming from the back, you don't have to worry about enemies flanking you most of the times. Not in this mission, however. Suddenly, you have dogs and rushers coming from the right, as well as two choppers coming from the left, dropping down Changas. Keep in mind that these new waves spawn before you have completely killed the first wave. So if you lose your seat, if you panic, if you don't have a healer, if you cannot, control the situation really fast, if you cannot break that Changa backpack, if you cannot stop those rushers, shit's gonna get really ugly, and you will most likely keep wiping. This sort of thing happens quite a lot throughout the mission, expecting enemies to come from one way, but then you realize that they're surprising you and they're coming from a completely different way, or a completely different direction that you weren't expecting, and you have to adapt. During Division 1, back when I was really a very casual player, I remember the first few times I did incursions and the legendary missions, I felt completely lost. Like, what the fuck is going on, and how are we gonna get out of this thing? How are we gonna complete this mission? How are we gonna kill this wave of enemies? Because holy shit, we're about to die, right? That sort of feeling, so to say. Throughout Manning National Zoo on Legendary, I got the same feeling, I got the same vibes, even though I don't consider myself a casual player anymore, especially on Division 2, because I've played almost 1,000 hours at this point. I've done pretty much everything quite a lot of times, again, so I'm very familiar with what's going to happen, what the next wave is going to be like, how to adapt to any sort of situation that will occur. I have pretty much already experienced anything that the enemies will throw at me, so I know how to react and how to adapt, right? And of course, even when I die and even when I wipe, it's not because I was surprised or because I didn't know what to do. It was because I fucked up. I knew I did a mistake at the very moment I did it, but it was like, what you do? I made a mistake, we fucked up, we lost, right? So playing Mining National Zoo and getting the same feelings pretty much, like, holy fuck, how are we gonna get out of this? Or holy shit, do we have enough DPS? Or fuck, I hope my healer can keep me up because shit is going extremely wrong at the moment. All those kinds of feelings were obviously a very welcome feeling in my opinion, because it's something that I've really missed. It's something that it wasn't really a complaint of mine, but I would really like to see the game be more, challenging in a lot of aspects. And I don't consider the old legendaries being challenging anymore. Not because they're bad legendaries or anything like that, but because they have been out for so many years at this point that if you have been doing them once a month, you have done them more than 20, 30, 40 times. So it's like, are you really going to be surprised with the next wave of enemies that you have killed already 40 times? No, you're not. So what I'm trying to say here, because I'm pretty sure that we're getting off the topic, is that the new legendary, at least Mining National Zoo, made me feel like I was a very casual player again, and like I was new and I didn't know what the fuck was going on and how to adapt to it, which was a very nice feeling to get after all these years of doing the same content again, and knowing how to react and how to adapt and how to overcome any obstacles that might come my way. Anyways, the last thing I would like to point out is of course the final boss and how it takes literally ages to kill. Not a big fan of that, to be honest, because it isn't really a DPS check, but more of a do you have enough free time check. As long as you have a healer in the group, you can spend literally an eternity there. The boss does almost no damage, so there's no issues of you wiping. The majority of the damage that it does to you comes from the deflector shield that the boss has, both of the bosses have. So in order to take him down, you have to either break that shield and then break his chest, or have a guy occupy him, with a scorpion and a shield right in front of his face, being a little annoying prick, and have the rest of your team behind him and just emptying 3 bullet kings all at the same time in his back, in the hopes that he will go down. Both of these two methods will take much longer than you originally expect them to take, so don't get disappointed and give up or quit or whatever, just keep shooting. The worst part of it is that you have to do it twice, so yeah, good luck with that. That's all guys, I will leave you with some more gameplay probably. I don't know how much time there is left, to be honest, because the commentary actually took me a lot longer than I was initially expecting. As I think I told you, the entire thing took me about 3 hours, so I included only very few parts in this video, only the best in quotes moments, whatever that might mean. When I get back to my other house where the internet will not be as crappy as here and it will allow me to stream, I will definitely have a stream dedicated to the new legendary missions, because both of them are great additions to the game and I think they're going to be very fun to do on a live stream. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day everybody. Bye bye.